Hey guys, this is a video I didn't think I would ever make, but here it is. I'm going to give my first attempt at a game that I kind of been knocking for a little bit, but have kind of come around to start to enjoy it a little bit more the more I see games played of it. And that's, of course, APBA Baseball. So this will be the very first time I've ever even attempted a video on APBA Baseball. And I'm not going to go through the preliminaries because I'm going to assume that most everybody who's watching this, if not everyone, knows how to play APBA Baseball. And I want to give a special shout out to Earl from his Tabletop Baseball channel and from Ron Inch. I'm sorry about messing up his name. I think it's Inch. I'm drawing a blank on my memory bank right now, but he also put out a very good APBA demonstration. And then, of course, watching Earl play the all-time greats tournament has also caused me to dig deep into my bookcase and pull out the APBA baseball game that I got a little over a year ago. And I played it a few times and just kind of set it to the side because it just at the time wasn't for me, or it didn't really resonate with me. But now it has in some form or fashion. So we'll see. I'm going to give this a go, and you guys can see if I mess this thing up or if I get it right or whatever the case may be. But I decided to pick, and the only teams I have, of course, are the ones that came with the game, and those are the 2014 American League and National League Championship Series teams. So we got Kansas City and Baltimore from the American League, and we have St. Louis and San Fran from the National. So I pulled out the Kansas City and Baltimore teams, and rather than play one of the playoff games, I went back to a regular season game from April 25th that was played in Camden Yards between Kansas City and Baltimore. So I decided to pull that out and go with that lineups the way they were in that game. The only difference was Mike Moustakas was not in the original lineup. They had another third baseman, which I don't have a card for, so Moustakas is going to be in that seventh batting position playing third base, even though he was not in the actual game. Everybody else who's there is the exact players in the game. So hope you bear with me, and it's not going to be all that entertaining, but it's a first for me. So I'm kind of, as they say, getting out of my comfort zone and trying to broaden my horizons. So we're going to give APBA Baseball a try. We'll play it out for the 9-inning game, and then I'll let you know what I think. So we're ready for the first pitch in just a moment. Okay, the starting pitchers in today's game. For the Royals, it is Yordano Ventura. For the Orioles, it's Ubaldo Jimenez. And after putting in all the player ratings and whatnot, both teams were over the 41 mark, so they're both going to be defensive fielding column number 1 teams. And as far as Ventura goes, he is a B-grade pitcher with a Y category. And Jimenez is a C-grade pitcher with a Y and a W. So that's going to be what they're going to do. So we're going to start out. I'm not even sure how I'm going to do this and make it with trying to hold the camera with one hand and play and record with the other. Play with the other, I should say. So we'll see how this thing goes and try it out. I'm going to roll the dice on the book because the playbook is so big, it makes for a nice place to do that. All right, so Aoki. Aoki is up first. And, of course, I am using a payoff pitch score sheet because that gives me a place to put the ratings on and whatnot. I'd like to be able to get that score sheet that Ron Inch used in his video because I really like that. So I may have to ask him where he got that from. I went to the APBA website and could not find one like it. The ones that came with the game, I did a practice game a few minutes ago, and that one, Shields pitched a 4-hit shutout. But that score sheet's the one that came with the game. It's okay, but it's not my favorite. I really like the other one, especially the one Ron Inch was using in his video where he played the Tigers and the A's. That was a wonderful. I enjoy watching that video. That's one of the videos that got me perked to play this game today. All right, Aoki is leading off for the Royals against Jimenez, and we'll try the first at bat right now. It's a 14, and a 14 on Aoki is a 30, And so a 30 is going to be a fly out to left field unless the pitcher has a K quality, which he does not. So it is simply a fly out to left field for Aoki for 1 away. And that'll bring up Omar Infante. Infante, a double, 44. Doubles are always good. 44 is an 8. An 8. So grade pitcher C, a number 8, is a single to left center field. So the fact that he was not a B pitcher allowed that single to happen. So Infante will single. There's 1 away, and now we'll move over to runners at first, and Eric Hosmer, the batter. It is a 66. 66 is a 0, so we're going to re-roll and see what happens here for Hosmer. It's a 31. 31 is a 6. So a 6 on a C grade pitcher. A 6 is a double over first. Runner on third. Runner goes to third. A fast runner will score. Let's see if Aoki is fast. Aoki, according to... I'm sorry, Infante, not Aoki. Infante is normal. He's not fast. So Infante will have to stop at third base. So runners are at second and third with 1 out. That'll bring up the DH... Billy Ray, Country Breakfast Butler. Kind of like how they put the nicknames on there. And we move over to the runners on second and third chart. Runners on second and third with 1 out. Billy Butler. It's a 52. A 52 is a 27. And a 27 says out at first, runners hold. So the runners had to hold. Wasn't playing the infield in, but that didn't matter. They had to hold on that ground ball to third. So there are 2 outs. Runner still at second and third for Alex Gordon. Gordon, a 25. 25. Gordon is a 10. 25 is a 10. A 10 on a grade C pitcher. A 10 is a fly out. Runners would advance 1 base. It's a fly out to center, but that's the 3rd out. So Jimenez somehow pitches out of that. And nothing doing for the Royals in the first, although they did threaten with 2 hits. After half an inning, it's the Royals nothing, and Baltimore now coming to bat. And Giordano Ventura, I should say, is the pitcher. He again, remember, he is a grade B with a Y quality. Leading off for the Orioles is Nick Markakis, right fielder. And the first pitch is a 13. 13 is a 14, and a 14 is a base on balls. So Nick Markakis leads off the top of the first, drawing a walk. So that gets a runner on base for Nelson Cruz. And we move over to the runner on first chart. And it's a 16. 16 for Cruz is a 28. A 28 says safe at first, runner out. It's a fielder's choice, 6-4. So it's a 6-4 fielder's choice. One good thing about this game that I really do like is the charts with the particular base running situations, because you don't have to go to another chart. It tells you on here exactly what the base runners are going to do and so forth. So it does have its advantages over some other games where you have to flip through a whole bunch of charts to try to figure out what happened to all the base runners. This kind of tells it to you. All right, so here's Chris Davis. It's a 66. That's not good if you're the pitcher and you're facing Chris Davis, because 66 is a 1, and that is a 2-run home run for Chris Davis. And the Orioles have grabbed a 2-0 lead, and Giordano Ventura is a bit chagrined. That is a 2-0 lead now, as Chris Davis put one over the wall in right field, over that big scoreboard at Camden Yards. Here's Adam Jones. It's an 11, so another doubles. 11 for Adam Jones is a 5, and a 5 off a B-graded pitcher is a double over first base. So Adam Jones goes the opposite way with a double. And they're starting to get to Ventura early, and that'll bring up the catcher, Matt Wieters, and we have to move to runner on second chart, runner on second base chart. Still only one out, and Jones at second. Wieters, a 64. I'm sorry, a 46. I keep reading it backwards. 46. 46 for Wieters. 46 is a 13. That is a strikeout. So, out number 2. And oddly enough, had a red at 64, that would have been a strikeout too. So. But red comes first, then white. All right, here's J.J. Hardy. It's a 63. 63 is a 31, and a 31 is a fly out to center field to end the inning. But the Orioles pick up 2 runs on the Chris Davis 2-run bomb, and after 1 complete here at Camden Yards, it is the Orioles 2 and the Royals nothing. So, top of the second, Ubaldo Jimenez has been given a 2-0 lead to work with. So now we'll bring up the catcher, Salvador Perez, to lead off the second. Perez, a 65. 65 is a 35. And a 35 is a ground out to first. So it's ground out unassisted to Chris Davis for out number 1. That will bring up Mike Moustakas, third baseman. And that's a 46. 46 is a 13. And that, of course, is a strikeout. So quickly 2 away. And that'll bring up the number 8 hitter, Alcides Escobar. It's a 34. 34 is a 31. And a 31 is a fly out to center. So Jimenez cruises in the second. 3 up, 3 down. We go to the bottom of the second. Still 2-0 in favor of the Orioles. And Ventura will try to get things going more in his direction in this inning. Ryan Flaherty, number 8 hitter, third baseman, steps to the plate. It's a 31. 31 for Flaherty is a 14. And that is a walk. So another leadoff walk. That's how the first inning started, was a leadoff walk. And that'll bring up the number 9 hitter, Jonathan Scope. And that is a 31, but I need to move the chart to the runner on first base. Here we go. All right, 31. 31 is a 22, and a 22 is hit by the pitch. So Scope gets plunked by Ventura. So now runners at first and second for the number 9 hitter, David Lowe. David Lowe, and now we need to go to runners on first and second. And let's see what Lowe can do. It's a 16. 16 for Lowe is a 28. A 28 says double play. 6-4-3 double play. Flaherty will go to third base, but it's a 6-4-3 double play for 2 quick outs. So now runners at third with 2 outs. And the top of the order, Nick Markakis, is up. So now we've got runner at third. So let's find the runner at third chart. Runner at third for Markakis. It's a 65. 65 for Markakis is a 35. And a 35 is a foul out unless the pitcher has a W rating, which he does not. Jimenez does, but Ventura does not. So it's a pop out to short to end the inning. So nothing doing for the Orioles in the top of the second. We go to the bottom of the second. We go to the top of the third. Still Orioles 2 and Kansas City nothing. And leading things off will be the number 9 hitter, Gerard Dyson, center fielder, playing in place of Kane today. Dyson, a 41. 41 is a 24. 24 is he's out 6-3 on the ground out. So it's a 6-3 ground out for 1 away. And we'll go back to the top of the order for Nori Aoki. So Aoki, a 53 for Aoki. A 53 is a 17, and that is a fly out to right field. So 2 down. 2 down for Omar Infante. 2 out, base is empty. Infante did single his first time up. It's an 11. Doubles are good, as they say. And that's a 0, so we're going to re-roll. Check column 2. And the roll is a 62, and a 62 is a 6. And off a C grade pitcher, a 6 is a double. In fact, a 6 is a double off any grade pitcher. So Infante with a 2-out double. His second hit, he's 2 for 2. And that brings up Eric Hosmer. But there are 2 outs with the runner at second. Hosmer, he did double his first time up as well. It's a 53. 53 is a 19. 19 is a hit by pitch, so maybe a little retaliation there as Jimenez plunks Hosmer after Ventura plunked Scope. So runners are at first and second with 2 outs for Billy Butler. So runners at first and second, 2 outs for Billy Butler. Country breakfast, Billy Butler. It's a 26. 26 is a 24. 24 would have been a double play, but there's already 2 outs, so it's simply a 4-6 fielder's choice, with Hosmer being retired at second base to end the inning. And we go to the bottom of the third, still Orioles 2 and Kansas City nothing. And we got a visitor here. We've got a kitty up on the table, so I'm going to try to see if I can't move that kitty. What do you say about it, Levi? I guess I'm going to have an audience. Okay, as long as he stays out of the way, we'll be fine. All right, here's Nelson Cruz to start off the bottom of the third. Nelson Cruz. Ground to a fielder's choice his first time. It's a 61, and a 61 is a 24. A 24 is a 6-3 ground out. So it's a 6-3 ground out, 1 away. And that'll bring up Chris Davis, who homered his first time up for the only runs of the game. 52. 52 is a 13. This time he strikes out. Feast or famine for Chris Davis. 2 down. Adam Jones. It is a 26. 26 is a 13, and he strikes out as well. So 1, 2, 3 go the Orioles in the third. We played 3 complete. It's still the Orioles 2 and Kansas City nothing. And coming back to the mound is Ubaldo Jimenez. He'll be facing Alex Gordon to start off the fourth. Gordon, a 33. 33 is a 6, and we know a 6 is a double. So Alex Gordon with a double to start off the top of the fourth. And now we'll move over to the runner on second chart. Runner on second chart for Salvador Perez. It's an 11, another set of doubles. That's a 0. So we're going to re-roll. It's a 65. He just missed a home run. And as it was, he got an 8. And on a C grade pitcher, an 8 is a single over second. Runner scores. A slow runner is out at home, but I don't believe Alex Gordon is a slow runner. And he is not. So he will score on the base hit by Salvador Perez. And just like that, the Royals have cut into that lead. We are now at a 2-1 ball game. And Moustakas, the third baseman, is up. We'll move it back to the runner on first category. Moustakas is up, runner at first, and nobody out. It's a 24. 24 is a 13. That is a strikeout. So Moustakas out on strikes, 1 away. That'll bring up Escobar. Mercedes Escobar. 23. 23 is a 12. A 12. A 12 under fielding 1 is a double play unless the pitcher is a W rated, which he is. So it's a walk. So Ubaldo Jimenez, instead of getting an inning double play, because of his wildness, has walked Escobar. Put runners at first and second instead. And there's only 1 out for Jared Dyson. So a costly W there for Jimenez. Puts runners at first and second with the 1 out for Dyson. 1 run already in. It's a 16. 16 on Dyson is a 28. A 28 is a double play. 6-4-3. So he gets his double play anyway. Just took him one extra batter to do it. So the inning is over, and the Royals just pick up the 1 run. So we go to the bottom of the 4th with the score: Orioles 2 and Kansas City 1. And Ventura's been given a little bit of a lift with some run support. And we're back to Matt Wieters. And Wieters struck out his first time up. It's a 56. 56 on Wieters is a 34. And a 34 is a pop-up to the shortstop unless the pitcher has a Y quality, and therefore it's a strikeout. And Ventura does have the Y quality, so it is a strikeout. So Wieters, with his second K of the game, he has fanned both times he's come to the plate. 1 away for J.J. Hardy. 66 for Hardy. That's a 0. So we're going to re-roll. Hardy, a 15. 15 is an 8. An 8 with a B-grade pitcher, though, is a fly out to center field. So it's a fly out to center field. So just because you go to the second chart doesn't guarantee a base hit. Here now is Flaherty. It's a 12. A 12 is a 25. 25 is a 4-3 ground out to end the inning. And we've completed 4 here in Baltimore. The score: Baltimore 2 and Kansas City 1. All right, top of the 5th, and Nori Aoki leads off. It's a 34, and that is a 31. And a 31 is a fly out to center field. So Aoki is gone, 1 away. And that'll bring up Omar Infante. And that is a 52. Infante is 52 was a 27. 27, he is out 5-3 on a ground out for out number 2. So quickly 2 away, and that'll bring up Eric Hosmer, the first baseman, with 2 outs and the bases empty. 31. 31 is a 9, and a grade C pitcher. 39 is a pop-up to the third baseman. So that's going to do it for the Royals. 3 up, 3 down here in the 5th. Jimenez still rolling along with a 2-1 lead. And now Ventura is back on the bump, and he'll be facing Jonathan Scope, David Lowe, and Nick Markakis, the bottom of the order. It's a 51. 51 is a 36. And a 36 is just a ball. Just a ball. So 1 ball on Scope, and we'll try it again. That is a 63. 63 is a 32. 32 is a fly out to right field. So it's a fly out to right field by Scope. 1 away. And that'll bring up David Lowe. David Lowe. It's a 31. 31 is a 9. A 9, and on a B-graded pitcher, a 9 is a single over the shortstop. So it's a 1-out single for the 9th place hitter, David Lowe. So 1 away for Nick Markakis. And we're a runner on first, Nick Markakis. 0 for 1 with a walk. 53. 53 for Markakis is a 16. A 16 is a single to center, runner to second. So Markakis with a base hit. Runners are at first and second now, with only 1 out for Nelson Cruz. Runners at first and second. Nelson Cruz, the batter. 0 for 2. It's a 36. 36 is a 33. And a 33 is an infield fly. So it's a pop-up to the shortstop. Infield fly rule invoked. And there's 2 away. And that'll bring up Chris Davis. He's feast or famine. Homered his first time up. Struck out his second time up. 53. 53 is a 20. A 20. And a 20 is a first on an error filling the bases. So it's an E4 on Infante. So that loads the bases with 2 outs. So Omar Infante making the error to load the bases for Adam Jones. So Ventura is at a big spot in the ball game, bases loaded, and Adam Jones the batter. And it's a 52. 52 is a 27. So on the bases loaded, 27 would have been a double play, but it's simply going to be a routine ground out, 5-3. So because he wouldn't throw home like that when there's the third out. So nothing doing for the Orioles. They threaten with the bases loaded but cannot cash in. And we go to the sixth with the score still 2-1 in favor of the Orioles. And Ubaldo Jimenez back on the hill. Base is empty. It's called killing time while I flip the book. All right, here's Mr. Country Breakfast, Billy Butler, 0 for 2. Maybe he needs to get lunch. 2-3, 23, 2-3, 23 is a 12. A 12 for Butler. And a 12 under fielding column 1 is a 5-3 ground out. So one away, and that'll bring up Alex Gordon. Gordon doubled his last time up and scored the only run for the Royals. This is an 11, so he's going to double again because that's a 6. So back-to-back doubles for Alex Gordon. And the tying run is in scoring position for Salvador Perez. So runner on second, 1 out, and Salvi Perez, the batter. It's a 61. 61 is a 24. 24 is a pop-up to the shortstop. So Perez pops it up to J.J. Hardy for the out number 2. And that'll bring up Mike Moustakas, the Moose. And it's a 11, so that's going to be a 0. So we're going to re-roll again. And that's a 46. 46 is a 6. So that is a double. So Moustakas has just tied the ball game with a 2-out double to bring home Alex Gordon. And we are tied at 2. Here is Escobar. 65. 65 is a 35. And that would have been a pop out to third, but since Jimenez has that W quality, it is a walk. So that is the second time that his wildness has cost him an out. And that'll bring up Jared Dyson with runners at first and second. So the bullpen may be scurrying for the Orioles here. In fact, Brian Mattis is loosening in the Oriole bullpen. So Brian Mattis is loosening. Gerard Dyson, the batter, runners at first and second, 2 outs. It's a 32. 32 is a 26. 26 is an infield fly pop-up. So it's a pop-up to second to end the inning. But the Royals pick up the run to tie the score. And we go to the bottom of the 6th, tied at 2 apiece. So Ventura has been given a little bit of energy by that run support, and we're ready to go with Matt Wieters leading things off. He is 0 for 2. He struck out twice. Can he make it a hat trick? 43. 43 is a 29. 29 is a pop-up. I'm sorry, it's a ground out pitcher to first. So it's a 1-3 ground out. 1 away. So at least he didn't strike out. Here's J.J. Hardy. Hardy, a 46. 46 is a 13. He did strike out. So J.J. Hardy out on strikes for out number 2. And we're going to go to Flaherty. It's a 55 for Flaherty, which is an 8. But a B-rated pitcher in an 8 is a fly out to center field, and that's going to end the inning. So we've played 6 complete here in Baltimore with the score 2-2, and we could be looking at a bullpen game here as the Orioles will be right back with their new pitcher, Brian Mattis. Okay, we'll close the book on Jimenez. 6 innings pitched, 7 hits, 2 runs, both earned, walked 2, struck out 2. And the new pitcher is Brian Mattis. He is a B-rated pitcher with an X for his grade. So He will be in to pitch the top of the 7th, and he'll be facing the top of the order, Nori Aoki, here to start the 7th. Mattis against Aoki. It's a 32. 32 is a 26. 26 is a ground out to second, so it's a 4-3 ground out for 1 away. And that'll bring up Omar Infante. And Infante, a 15. Infante, a 15 is a 10. And a 10 on a B-grade pitcher is a single to center. So Infante now, with his 3rd hit of the game, he is 3 for 4. Did commit an error, but he is 3 for 4 on the game offensively. Here's Hosmer. 56. 56 is a 34. And we need to flip over to the runner on first base. 34 is the result off that 56 check. 34. 34 is a pop out to the shortstop. Mattis has an X quality but not a Y quality, so it's simply a pop up to short. 2 away. And that'll bring up Big Breakfast again, Country Breakfast, Billy Butler. And he's 0 for 3. It's a 34, that's a 31. And a 31 is a fly out to center field to end the inning. Nothing doing for the Royals. 7th inning stretch time here in Baltimore. It's tied at 2. Ventura is going to go at least 1 more inning. But that great Kansas City bullpen is waiting in the wings. Here is Jonathan Scope. He will lead things off for the Orioles. He is 0 for 1 and been hit by a pitch. It's a 23. 23 is a 12. And a 12 is a 5-3 ground out. So he grounds to third. 1 away, and the 9th place hitter, David Lowe, he's 1 for 2 with a single. And that's a 24. And a 24 is a 13, so he goes down on strikes. 2 away, top of the order for Nick Markakis. Markakis. 23. 23 is a 12, and that is a ground out to third again. So that will end the inning. We completed 7, but the score still tied at 2 apiece. And Alex Gordon will step in against Mattis. But activity in the Oriole bullpen as Brad Brock is loosening, the right-hander. Brad Brock. But right now, Mattis will be facing Alex Gordon to lead off the 8th in a 2-2 tie. 54. 54 for Gordon is a 32. 32 is a fly out to right field. So it's a fly out to right field for out number 1. And that'll bring up Salvador Perez. Perez, a 25. 25 is an 8. An 8 with a B grade pitcher is a fly out to center field. So there's 2 away for Mike Moustakas. Mattis against Moustakas. It's a 24. 24 is a 13, and it's a strikeout. Strikeout to end the top of the 8th. We go to the bottom of the 8th. And it looks like the Royals will go to the bullpen. They're going to bring in Wade Davis, hard-throwing right-hander Wade Davis. And we'll be right back with the totals on Ventura. Okay, we closed the book on Ventura. 7 innings pitched, 4 hits, 2 runs, both earned. Both in the first inning on that 2-run homer by Chris Davis. Walked 2, struck out 6. And the new pitcher is Wade Davis. He is an A and B pitcher with a K and X rating, so he gets a lot of strikeouts, obviously. So he'll be facing Nelson Cruz to start off the bottom of the 8th. Power pitcher against power hitter. It's a 56. 56 is a 13, so strike up the K for Wade Davis. 1 away. And we'll go to Chris Davis. So we got Davis on Davis. Another power matchup. This is a 51. 51 is a 14, and that will be a walk. So Chris Davis works a walk off of Wade Davis to put runner at first, and 1 away for Adam Jones. So Adam Jones, a 15. And a 15 is a 10. 10 off of a grade A pitcher. A 10 is a single to right center, runner to third. Batter steals second on the pitch. So Adam Jones will single and steal second. So Davis takes third on that single by Adam Jones. He steals second base. And there's now 2 strikes on Matt Wieters. So Matt Wieters does come up with 2 strikes on him. And we got to move to the second and third chart. So Matt Wieters does have 2 strikes. So if we get the strike on him, that could be a backward strikeout in a sense. Infield has to come in. It's a 31. 31 is an 8. An 8 is a single over first. Runner scores. He is a B-graded pitcher as well. So I believe the rule says if it doesn't get the runner out the first time under A, he can do it under B. So if we go to the B, it's a fly out, runners advance 1 base, so it's a sacrifice fly to center field. So I'm hoping I'm doing that correctly. Sacrifice fly to center by Wieters. That will score Chris Davis with the go-ahead run. And Baltimore takes a 3-2 lead. So I believe that's how that works when you have the double grades there, that when the first grade doesn't make the out, sometimes the second grade will make an out. It doesn't always make sense that a lower grade would make the out instead of a higher grade, but that's just the way it worked out. And now we have J.J. Hardy coming up with a runner at second base in the form of Adam Jones. So the Orioles now broken on top, 3-2. J.J. Hardy, it's a 45. 45 is a 14, and that is a walk. So it's a walk to Hardy to put runners at first and second for Ryan Flaherty. Ryan Flaherty, the batter. And now we go to the first and second chart. First and second chart for Flaherty. It's a 34. 34 for Flaherty is a 31. 31 is a fly out to center field to end the inning. So we go to the 9th. The Orioles pick up the run. We go to the 9th. Orioles try to close it out. It's the Baltimore Orioles 3 and the Kansas City Royals 2. Okay, we go to the 9th. Brian Mattis went 2 innings, gave up 1 hit, nothing else, got a strikeout. And he's turned the game over. The Orioles have to their closer, Zach Britton. Zach Britton is an A and C pitcher. He also has a Y quality. So he will be in there to try to close out the ball game against the Royals. And it'll be the bottom of the order for the Royals. Alcides Escobar, Dyson, and Aoki, although we could have some pinch hitters because Kane is loosening in the bench here on the dugout. On the on-deck circle, Lorenzo Kane is swinging a bat. He's going to hit for Dyson. So it's actually going to be Escobar and Kane who will be the first 2 batters in the top of the 9th as Kane pinch hits for Dyson. All right, first things first, we got Escobar against Zach Britton. 3-2 Orioles, top of the 9th. It's a 44 for Escobar. 44 is an 8. An 8 on a grade A pitcher is a pop out to third. So pop out to third, 1 away. And now Lorenzo Kane, the pinch hitter, is up. He is pinch hitting for Dyson. It's an 11, so that's a 0. So we get a secondary roll here. Kane trying to do something big off the bench. It's a 51. A 51 is an 8. I'm sorry, it's a 6. 51 is a 6. That's a double. So a pinch hit double by Lorenzo Kane. And now you wonder if they're going to pinch hit for Aoki. They may just very well do that. So it looks like they're going to go through their bench here, and they're going to pick up Josh Willingham. So Josh Willingham is going to pinch hit for Aoki. Willingham will pinch hit in a big spot here for Aoki with a runner on second and 1 out. Zach Britton trying to seal the deal. Kansas City trying to keep it going. Here's Willingham. The hammer, they call him. Let's see if the hammer gets nailed. It's a 62. 62. It's a 13, and the hammer got nailed by Zach Britton with a strikeout. So the hammer got nailed. 2 down. And now we're back to Omar Infante. Now, Infante is not a power hitter, but he is 3 for 4. And really pretty much a base hit with Kane's speed should tie the game. So here is Infante, last chance against Britain. It's a 23. 23 is a 12. A 12 under fielding column 1 is a strikeout with a runner at second. So it's a strikeout. The ball game is over. So Zach Britton comes back to strike out the last 2 batters he faces to preserve a 3-2 victory. And I'll come back with the totals and tell you what I think after I've tried my first video on this. I know it's a little shaky with the camera, trying to play one-handed, but do what I can. And I'll come back and tell you what I think. Okay, totals on the game. The Orioles, 3 runs, 5 hits, no errors. They left 7 on base. For Kansas City, 2 runs, 9 hits, 1 error. They left 9 on base. Winning pitcher was Ubaldo Jimenez. I'm sorry, it was not Ubaldo Jimenez. It was Brian Mattis. My bad. I got to correct that. Brian Mattis actually got the win because the run scored in the 8th inning. So Brian Mattis is the winner. Forget that W there. Brian Mattis is the winner. Zach Britton gets the save. The loss goes to Wade Davis. He gave up the run in the 8th. And that was all she wrote. So, I'm glad it was at least a close game that I got to try to present with my first stab at APBA Baseball. Actually, some of the things that I talked about before that I didn't like about APBA or that I felt were missing in APBA, for some reason or other, I didn't really miss them in this game, namely the left-right splits, but I really didn't. I still managed the game as if it were left-right splits, bringing in right-handed pinch hitters to face the lefty Britton. So maybe I need to think about that, give it a second thought and not be so overzealous with the left-right splits. Never know. It was a fast game, I thought. Some of the games can take me an hour, especially when I'm recording them anyway. It can take me about an hour. This one, to play the game itself after all the introductions, probably if you take the introduction part out and just play, it's probably a little over half hour. So it helped to have good pitching as well. I do like the nice big playbook. Very easy to read, very easy to follow, and it pretty much tells you everything you need to know. You don't have to a lot of times you don't even have to think about it. You just follow what it says. And a little dice shaker there. It's kind of an interesting little sound that it makes every time you play. So it's definitely a distinctive sound when people are playing APBA. I'm not sure how it would be when you have one of those APBA tournaments where a bunch of people playing at the same time and you're going to hear these multiple shakers going all over the place. Could be a little interesting. Nice ambiance, I bet. But that's it. I may even look to eBay or something to possibly order some more teams for APBA. Don't really want to get into the deluxe version or whatever it's called, advanced deluxe version or whatever. After Earl did his little video on that, it kind of lost me with it was just too much depth. I didn't think it was possible to have too much depth in a game, but this one kind of, from what I saw, kind of went that way. So I have seen some complete sets, older seasons on eBay or either some teams. I think there's about $40 or something for a team set. And I'm not sure. I think it's about $45 off of the APPA website. I'm not 100% sure. I have to double check that. But I may, if I've got the APPA itch, as they say, I may look to do that. Gives me something different from playing the History Maker Baseball Atlanta Braves season for so many games in a row. This is a nice little diversion from that. And I actually enjoyed the game. That's what it's all about, is enjoying the game. And I do like I think the player cards are pretty nicely made. I like the rounded corners, easy to hold. I have corner rounded some of my History Maker cards as well to match that. Of course, these are from 2014. And I also like the little pouches that you get for all the teams to kind of keep them securely in there. I don't really use the player board there because to me the book is so big. It gives the things you need to see are right here in front of you, so it just makes total sense for me to roll the dice on the board, and I think I got that from Ron's video. It looked very simple the way he was rolling it on the board, and you can look at the player card and the result all in the same picture. Makes it very, very easy. So that's my first try at APBA Baseball as far as a video goes. That's about it. I'm going to call it a day for the board gaming today. I played a couple games already today, so it's time to actually go out and do some yard work. And got my entertainment for the Saturday morning / early afternoon out of the way. Got my fix in, so now I can now I'm relaxed and I can go out and mow the grass and get the things done around the house that need to get done. And until next time, hope everybody enjoys whatever game they're playing, whatever it may be, and I will see you guys down the road.